Art, there is this legend that the Laffer Curve was originally put on a napkin. True or false? Was it paper or was it cloth?
Well, I don't know whether it's true or false was originally. I did it a lot, by the way, but on the one that they have in the Smithsonian, it's cloth.
In cloth.
And it is my napkin now. I think it may have been done a couple of years later, sort of to memorialize the event.
Well, let's talk about what is the essence of the Laffer Curve.
The Laffer Curve, what it shows is there's a point at which if you raise taxes, the reduction in the quantity will be sufficient that you won't even get more revenues.
You know, you're a purist when it comes to economic issues. You could care less whether a person wears a particular label.
True.
I've heard you speak often that John F. Kennedy was one of the most important presidents for economics.
He was. He did great. I mean, he got the highest tax rate from 91% to 70%. Cut the lowest rate from 20% to 14%. He got the corporate rate from 52 to 48. By the way, he tried to cut it to 46, and guess who stopped him? Bob Dole and Barry Goldwater. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it?
Can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. He put in the investment tax credit to increase incentives. He shortened depreciable lives for plant and equipment expenditures. He gave a 35% cut in U.S. tariffs. It was called the Kennedy Round Tariff Negotiation. And you wonder why we had the booming go-go 60s. You know, it's just like Clinton, your predecessor in Arkansas. Yes. When he cut taxes dramatically, which he did, we had a huge surplus as well.
And you worked with Ronald Reagan on the Reagan tax
be still my heart. Yes, I did. I was with Reagan forever. Just the finest man you'll ever see and the greatest president.
Someone else that you have been very, very vocally supportive of, his policies anyway, is the current president, President Trump. The tax bill that was just passed this past year. Good or bad, and why?
Oh, it's a great bill. I mean, cuts the corporate rate from 35% to 21%. Now, at 35%, we were the highest in the OECD. So we were throwing away jobs all over the place. He then cut the personal income tax rate from 39.6 to 37. The pass-through rate went from 39.6 to 28.6, which is a phenomenal cut. He got 100% expensing of capital purchases for 5 years. I mean, Mike, that's spectacular. He then went to territoriality.
What does that mean?
If an American company was in Ireland competing with a German company, both of them had to pay the 12.5% Irish tax. That's it. But in addition to that, the U.S. company had to pay another 22.5% to offset for the U.S. tax, and the German company did not. So the German company was at a huge advantage over the American company.
There has been a lot of criticism about the tax bill. Nancy Pelosi says it's nothing but crumbs.
I consider that a compliment from her. It really is. I mean, you know, they're so jealous. I mean, I think they wish they could be on the other side of the issue, but they're not. And they tried to make it a partisan thing, so not one of the Democrats in the Senate crossed the line and voted for it, which I would hate to be Donnelly in Indiana today. I'd hate to be
Manchin in West Virginia.
Manchin in West Virginia, or McCaskill in Missouri.
Camp. I mean, all these guys, I think, are in trouble.
They are.
But what didn't they? I mean, they had the history of JFK and Bill Clinton. They could have said, it is in our history as a party that we have often pushed for tax cuts because we know that it will bring the economy forward. Why couldn't they do that?
Well, forgive me. I know you've been a politician in your life, but these guys are hacks. And these issues, they're playing hacks. And they're playing being party line rather than voting what they really know is true. When we passed the 86 Tax Act, Mike, I mean, we dropped the highest rate from 50% to 28%. Pretty good cut on the rich.
Yeah, huge.
We cut the corporate rate from 46% to 34%. We also dropped the lowest rate in there, to dropped it from 14 tax brackets to 2 tax brackets. I mean, amazing. We got rid of deductions, exemptions, exclusions. The vote in the Senate was 97 to 3. All the Democrats voted with us, and why did they do that? They knew we were right.
So why can't we get there again?
I don't know. I think the real reason is the politics is so close. You know, there's not been a clear winner. We won the election in 1984. It was a squeaker, but we beat Mondale 49 states to 1. And when that happened, the war was over. And then all the Democrats became Reagan Republicans. But before that, it was really vicious and nasty. I mean, the 82 election was terrible. We lost seats in the House and the Senate. I mean, Reagan, I don't think we would have gotten our first tax bill passed if Hinckley had not shot him. I mean, there was an outpouring of sympathy for the president because he was shot. And it was in that environment that we got the bill passed. And then Reagan's popularity fell like mad to lower than where Trump's is now.
If the president called you right now and said, Art, What is my most important next move economically? What would you tell him?
Well, I think he should do a second tax bill. I mean, this tax bill, you really want to get a flat tax. I mean, I would love to see him get control of spending.
Yeah.
But I really think what you want to do is have the lowest possible tax rate on the broadest possible tax base. So you provide people with the least incentives to evade, avoid, or otherwise not report taxable income, and the least places to where they can put their income and avoid taxes. Now, I did this for Jerry Brown in 1992. I was his advisor. And in the Democratic primary, now Jerry is no right-wing freak, believe me.
No, I haven't noticed that. I thought he was such a stalwart conservative.
But we went for a 13% flat tax, got rid of all federal taxes, personal income tax, corporate tax, gift of the state tax, capital gains tax, excise taxes, Medicare, Medicaid, all payroll taxes, got rid of all federal taxes and replaced them with 2 flat rate taxes, one on business net sales and one on personal unadjusted gross income. And we went from 8th in the race in the Democratic primary to 2nd. We almost got that Bill Clinton. I mean, he was in our crosshairs in New York. We just won Connecticut and Oregon. We had really loads of fun with that.
I have loads of fun with you. I can't wait to have you back. You're just a delight to be with, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is better at articulating an economic message that regular people can understand. It is a delight to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Art.
Well, you're a good friend, and I love the studio.
Thank you. I may stay.
And your daughter is the best ever.
Thank you. Well, Dr. Art Laffer is one of those few economists that he's never surprised. He actually does predict what's going to happen. What a great guy, and a lot of fun to be around. Well, Art Laffer has a brand new book. It's coming out with another brilliant economist, Stephen Moore. It's coming out this fall, and it's called Trumponomics, Inside the America First Plan to Get Our Economy Back on Track. It's not out there on the bookstore shelves just yet, but you can pre-order it. You can do it right now. Do it online or pre-order it from your bookstore.